Hello YouTube divers, this is WaterDive122 and I want to welcome you all to another update video. Today I'm going to be focusing on episode 11 of the podcast for high school sports all across Western North Carolina. So, for those of you who aren't aware of this series of mine, if you're new to my channel, then I'll briefly explain what a podcast for high school sports all across Western North Carolina is. It's basically the sports section of my channel where I cover games, specifically Brevard Blue Devil games, because I'm a Brevard student and I see Brevard games the most. So I usually cover Brevard games for that matter, and I bring sports headlines and sports coverage. If I didn't say that already, which I probably did, of all of everything that is happening around the high school sports world of Western North Carolina. I'm only specifically talking. I only talk about the schools that are as far west as Murphy, as far south as Highland School, as far east as Thomas Jefferson Classical Academy, although there might be an exception to that rule, who knows, and as far north as Avery County. So there's that. So that's basically like the ground rules that I have for this YouTube series of mine. Now, what I'm going to be talking about today, as of right now, I have released 10 episodes of this series, and I'm about to release my 11th episode sometime this weekend. And some of you might be thinking, maybe you'll do a coverage of the Brevard-Asheville game. Well, don't get me wrong, that's what I was going to do. But the thing is that I have been invited by one of the Brevard Blue Devil radio hosts to go up to the press box at Brevard Memorial Stadium and talk stats, like some keys to the second half type of stuff. And that will be during my third quarter break, which is the only time I have off because, I'm in the Blue Devil band and, band members are not allowed to have their phones with them in the stands because, it's school policy. So I will not be able to film the game since I will be up in the press box for the first half of the third quarter of the Brevard Asheville game because, as I said before, Brevard is hosting Asheville today. The Blue Devils are of course, coming off a big win against Robbinsville last week. That was crazy. But I've talked more about that game in the previous podcast for high school sports episode, so you can go check that out if you want to. But but that does not necessarily mean that episode 11 will not exist. I have decided to come up with a new idea for season 11. No, not season 11. Episode 11. Goodness gracious, I can't talk right today. So what I'm going to do is that, as many of you already know, about 2 weeks ago today, I went to the East Henderson Rosman game over at Brevard Memorial Stadium. And there, I watched the Tigers get walloped by a final score of 47-8. And I had some leftover videos on my storage device. One of them was a 20-minute video that focused on nearly every play between, the final part of the first quarter and pretty much 3/4 of the second quarter, if that makes sense. So basically, it was mostly everything that happened before part 1 of the little mini-series of that game that I covered. So I will be uploading that video onto my channel so you can see basically what happened before the first half ended, before I started part 1. So yeah, you can check that out once it's uploaded to my channel. I have a feeling that video will probably not be on my channel until maybe tomorrow or Sunday because it's a 20-minute video and takes very long to upload onto YouTube. So yeah, it's probably going to be hit or miss, but hopefully you all will enjoy that video because a lot of you really liked the mini series that I did um of me covering that game. So I'll just upload like the grand part that will cap off that little mini series that I did of that game. So that's basically all I had on the itinerary for today. Um, yeah, thank you so much for watching, my fellow YouTube divers. This is WaterDive122 signing out, ready to dive and more fun on YouTube. Thanks for watching.